Welcome to the Wholesome Show.
Kaboom! I have already given you a clue on what we're going to talk about today, and if you haven't guessed it yet, we are going to talk about reading. Yes, reading. So I am here to share what I learned from a speaker I was listening to, and I found this very insightful. So for one, I'm not sharing because I am there. I am sharing because this will keep me on toes. I'll be like, I told people this, what am I doing about it? So listen in. So if you have been looking at or you've been looking on ways to become successful, you've probably come across reading as the main talked about item, because reading leads to personal growth leads to success. As I said, I am not successful. Okay. I am in other ways, in other areas, for example, my mental and physical well-being, because I've invested in that a lot. So whatever area, so if you're looking to be successful in whatever area, spiritual, financially, mentally, everything, emotionally, the key here is reading. And we're going to be looking at it in three ways. One, why reading? Why is it overemphasized? Two, what is the next important and big thing you should do after reading? And three, some rules, do's and don'ts about reading. So for one, why read? And I'll start this off by, I find this verse to be the most powerful verse in the Bible. My people die for lack of knowledge. And it is true, and it is as simple as that. If you don't know something, you act out of ignorance. And as we all know, ignorance is bliss. Two, we read because reading opens your mind. A person who reads is an open-minded person. You become very receptive to new ideas, to people's perspective. Reading is like the culture of the world is brought to you just right where you are. Agree or not? True. So reading makes you open-minded. Three, reading gives you ideas. You could be reading and then boom, the eureka moment. For example, yesterday I was reading a novel and they were talking about something about matchsticks, and then it hit me. Yeah, I can do something about with matchsticks about mental health, and I did. So those are some of the reasons why reading is important. Now, the second concept about reading. So when this speaker was saying reading, and he said some people are malnourished in the mind, you listen to them and they're like, I was like, I am safe, I am going to become successful. I read. Shock on me. It's not that this is a new concept. I've had it. A friend once told me the next concept is action. After you read, the next thing should be action. And a friend told me, think less, do more. But then this speaker used a saying that ikanichoma roho mkuki kwa nguruwe, and he said this: to be dumb and broke is understandable, but to be knowledgeable and unsuccessful is very pitiful, my dear friends. And that hit me because I am a thinker. I think I should just work in the department of planning, where I just give my ideas and go home, because hey, hapo kwa action. I think ningekuwa actor, ningekuwa naambiwa action, nazuba nafikiria action faith. When you read, you should now put what you have read into action. And he said and emphasized that you don't have to wait until you know everything. You can never get to that point. Learning never stops. So don't wait until umemaliza kusoma ndio ati uanze, like read, and then in the process, as soon as possible, take action. So number 3 on do's and don'ts of reading. So do not read to become a follower. Read to become a student. If you read to become a follower, you risk being brainwashed. And I think that's where most of us Africans are. We were just brought things in by the colonizers, and we never bothered to look at whether they're serving us. So read to become a student, not a follower, And then 2, when you're reading and learning, you could learn from positive experiences and negative experiences when you're learning from others. So learn from negative experiences in this way. Look at the people who have failed and what they did wrong, and then learn from that. For example, I'll give my own share of failures, lessons from my failures. So in my first 20s, upper 20s, what I did right was I experimented with a lot of things, but the thing I did wrong was quit, because I didn't have a plan. So if you get an idea, write it down, and then try to give it a vision or life. Ask yourself, this idea that I'm developing, or this new interest that I'm developing, nataka inipeleke wapi in 5 years to come or 2 years or so, you know. So do I just want to do it as a passion or something that will earn me income? And then now after you know, sit down and plan for it. So that's it for today. Sikuwa na mengi, ni hayo machache kwa leo. Kwa heri, and I hope you're well.